that sound. It's the Khumbu Icefall. It's the sound of a mountain that doesn't care that about 1,000 people will be passing through there, sometimes more than once over the next couple of weeks, in order to make it to the summit. That footage was captured almost miraculously or serendipitously, and a couple of climbers were trapped in the ice and then freed from that ice. But today, Nepal announced that this season there are a record number of permits issued. 492 permits to climb Mount Everest on the south via the Khumbu Icefall. Let's just do the math real quick on what that is in permits alone. 492 times $15,000 per permit. $7,380,000 in permits alone. And now what's happening is the window is very short. So coincidentally, also announced, it was said that the Sherpa team from the Expedition Operators Association of Nepal has successfully fixed ropes to Camp 4 to about 8,000 meters on the mountain, and they are going to immediately begin trying to get the ropes set to the summit.
The rumor is, and it is only a rumor, so this is gossip.
We brought you a video with Kenton Cool a couple of days ago saying that the hope was May 14th, and right now there is a summit window predicted a short time after that. What is this? It's a pressure cooker is what it is. It's now game on Mount Everest. Let's put the 492 permits into some perspective, and hopefully this isn't some foreboding of bad things to happen in 2023. The previous record, 478 permits were issued. That ended up being the most deadly year on Mount Everest. 18 people lost their lives on the mountain. I have a 2-part series going through every single individual who lost their life, either going for their dream of climbing the mountain or in service of somebody trying to climb Mount Everest as their lifelong dream. One of the drivers of this season's surge in permits, at least ostensibly, is that China, Tibet, closed the north side of the mountain, shutting off any possibility that someone would be able to climb on the north, the Mallory and Irvine route, if you will. Now, one of the concerns that is being voiced throughout the expedition operator realm, mountaineering expert and guide Ong Tshering said, careful coordination will be critical to prevent dangerous overcrowding. There has already been crowding, long lines waiting for people to cross this crevasse, this ladder, 4 ladders lashed together. And so if the weather behaves well, Ong Tshering said, managing around 200 climbers per day is possible. Everything depends on the weather. We also know in seasons that sometimes the weather does not cooperate. Let's take 2019 as a prime example. This photograph taken by Nimsdai on May 22nd on the south side in 2019 shows a huge, long line of climbers trying to get up to the summit of the mountain. That is the summit on the top there. This is not just a fun time to wait in the mountain. Every minute in the death zone is absolutely critical. So this will take a collaboration of all the expedition operators in base camp. We'll see if it can happen. And so, as I had reported just the other day in a short video, there were high winds up at Camp 2. But though in Camp 2, it was fine because you just zip the tent up and rest and wait till it subsides. But that was putting further delays on the rope fixing team who had left Camp 3. They retreated to Camp 3 and waited overnight May 8th and finally made it up there in the evening of May 8th. And they're saying really quite extraordinary that if the weather holds, the rope fixing team theoretically could reach the summit by Saturday or Sunday. That would be amazing. Now that the ropes have been fixed to Camp 4, really all of the logistics work begins for the support staff, the mountain workers who are bringing up tents, sleeping bags, all the gear, all the food, and the oxygen bottles that will have to be in camp before anybody endeavors to go up to the summit. That's a lot of people who need to get in and out of the route from base camp all the way up to Camp 4 before those teams can be in any legitimate position to go for the summit. Another thing that other teams are doing now, including Kenton Cool, who did a post on Friday, May 8th, his team is going up to Camp 2 for 2, 3, probably 4 nights to acclimatize, just to get used to the altitude, at which time they'll come back down, just as all the other teams, most of them do, rest into base camp, and then the next time they go up the mountain, that will be their summit rotation up the mountain. So with all the people and the 492 permitted climbers, their guides, their high altitude mountain workers, it's a lot to take in for the next 2 to 3 weeks on this mountain. And so we'll be waiting and watching. So before I take you to the piece de résistance, the story of Pemba Tshering, the Eurasian widgeon, the duck that was rescued out of the Khumbu icefall. Before that, I want to share with you this interview, just a tiny clip with Xavier Lacoudeur and his climbing partner, Purna Lopchan, in base camp with that look of satisfaction of having done a successful rotation to Camp 2 and back down. They called me on WhatsApp.
Hello, Tom.
Namaste.
Namaste.
How are you doing?
Oh, so good. We're doing really good right now. We're really happy to be back at base camp. Life is really hard up there. We had hard night, minus 35. We spent night above 6,600 meters. When we went to Camp 2 on our way, it was really brutal, strong winds. But we made it. It just took us like 2 hours more to reach Camp 2. We left Camp 2 this morning at 3:30, and we arrived at base camp at 6:30. So it took us like less than 3 hours to come here. So physically, I'm top shape.
Incredible. Purna, how about you? A lot of talk about the Serac and the cracked Serac.
Yeah.
I saw, Purna, you posted something today. How did you feel underneath it?
No, it's okay. No, it's not okay. We can see in the ice fall, we have big cracks on the big ice. One spot especially looks really dangerous. So we need to move fast in this section.
And also the routes have been changed because most of the ongoing routes, there are crevasses growing, more crevasses.
Yeah. You know, an Everest expedition is long, a lot of solitude. It's hard, always in the cold, always in your head. So have support from the outside is always really nice.
Thank you so much for letting people, reach out our words, and it's a very big appreciation. And
Okay, this has nothing to do really with permits or weather, but then again, perhaps it does. As I reported some time ago, a Eurasian widgeon named Pemba Tshering. Well, he didn't have that name before he was found, but was probably separated from a group of his family in a storm. And look at this absolutely gripping, heartbreaking footage of this duck terrified in the ice on the Khumbu icefall, and then rescued, brought back down to base camp. Here's images and footage of Ong Tshering, Lama Sherpa, who I spoke about a little bit earlier, feeding the duck named Pemba Tshering. Now, Pemba is the word for Saturday, and that's the day that they found the duck. And Tshering means long life. So Pemba Tshering. So unceremoniously, they loaded Pemba Tshering onto a helicopter and flew this beautiful little soul, who is now rested and well fed, up to Gokyo Lakes. And here is the footage of Pemba Tshering being released into Gokyo Lake. And now I've covered a lot of amazing stories on Everest Mystery. The story of Pemba Tshering is certainly one of them. But before I let you go, this is a good one. I got an amazing message from somebody who was at Gorak Shep, and he and his bride were married in view of Mount Everest on May 8th, and they sent me this video, and look at them getting married in the shadow of Mount Everest. We wish a beautiful life to Matt and Liz. Thank you. Please leave a comment in the section below wishing them the very best. And so what do you think of all these insane stories from Mount Everest? The overcrowding, the permits, and the danger in the icefall, as well as some of the very positive stories that are taking place this year. Pemba Tshering the duck to people getting married from Kalapatar nearby Mount Everest. Be sure to leave a comment in the section below and get the conversation started. And if you're still watching and haven't subscribed, be sure to click that subscribe button now. And also check out the member section. There is a ton of exclusive content there, and including some free exclusive content on patreon.com/Everest Mystery. And also want to be sure that you check out everestmystery.com. We have hats, sun shirts, hoodies, organic cotton t-shirts. In the meantime, do a good deed. Don't ask for anything in return. Make the world a better place, one tiny step at a time. Peace be with you.